Hello everybody, this is Matt with Sewer Tech Northwest. It is August 25th of 2021 and I am here at 12149 Southeast Flavel. This home had already been previously inspected by us and there is a major belly. You can see from my marker right now, my camera is down the line 125 feet. And that is from the bottom of the cleanout that I am going through. From the bottom of the cleanout to where I'm at now is 125. Right around 100 feet out. I'll get an exact number for you as we pull back, but we will see a clean out body. I will note it, but it is also covered with a road lid. It is labeled, so it is visible on the driveway. There is a clean out access there in the middle of the driveway as well. This entire line has a pretty significant belly from this point going back. You can see just the teeniest bit of flow at the base right now. There's just a little bit of water trickling by us. I've had the water off now for probably 10 minutes. And as I pull back, we will resubmerge into the water. But just prior to this, we ran a high-speed chain flail that spins chain knockers to the full circumference of the pipe. In fact, if you look at the sidewalls of the pipe, you'll even see little lines there. Those helical markings are actually the chain making little scrapes as it cleans. So there will still be a belly here, of course, but as we pull back, you will note how much cleaner the water is, and that's the idea, is to get as much of the debris out of the way so that ideally the belly can function as best as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the mic and we're going to pull this thing back. I'll stop if I notice anything along the way. And just to note there, you can see obviously as I go through the water, it's predominantly clear, but you do see little floaters flying around in the lens. Those would be particulates that are heavier than water. Most common is flake from cast iron pipes from within the home that shave off over time, and those little rust flakes just sink and sit at the base. Occasionally it could be eggshells and a couple other things as well. By no means is it any level of flake that there is any concern here. This line is looking very clean, but just to give you an idea, because your eyes will probably spot it a couple more times. We'll keep going. Just as a note, this is the clean out body at 104 feet. Once again, this is marked and has a lid in the driveway. And just as a note here too, we can still obviously see that there is some water at the base of my lens. Mind you, this camera is about only an inch tall, so midpoint of the camera is about a ½ inch. Does look like a little bit of water is just going into use right now, and you can see the level is elevating slightly. But as a note, when I was pushing this camera out, that water level was significantly above the lens and it had drained off quite low. So it is leveling itself out over time and relieving itself of the water, but obviously due to poor grade, you can see right here with your own eyes in action, an improperly bedded line. You'll see how it fills up with water just like this. And here you can see a transition from the PVC pipe, and this is where we find a little more flake. Now, nothing here egregious to be really concerned about. The line is looking very clean, as noted before. The belly's water is clear. That's what we want to see. It's when the belly becomes so mucky and disgusting over time from waste and anything else that goes in that it becomes viscous, very thick, and then that can create a sludge barrier that will lead to frequent backups. That is not a concern right now, which is very good. So we'll pull this the rest of the way out and kind of go a little more into detail. All right, and this is us coming out of the base of the clean out right there. You can see this is black ABS plastic. We were just in some green PVC SDR35 plastic. Both are code uses of pipe for main sewer laterals, so everything looks good there. At the base of that clean out, you obviously see when I went down there that I submerged. It does look like this settled a bit, so it holds water right here. Biggest things to note on this line is that obviously the belly is significant. We've talked about this prior. Really want to make sure that things don't go down this that shouldn't. So avoidance of putting any greases and soaps as much as you can down kitchen lines will help over time. You can use microbial treatments to help alleviate the grease. They will actually eat it away. Putting catchers on showers and sinks as well to stop lots of hair going down. I pulled back a few large clumps of hair because once again, nests of hair typically aren't a problem in a main sewer at all. But when you have a large line that's just sitting there holding all that stagnant water, over time, those things can be problems too. Most egregious, of course, is flushable wipes and feminine hygiene products. I did not find any of that in the line, but I just want to make note of that is something that commonly catches homeowners off guard, because everything on the packaging makes it look like it's totally safe on sewers, and unfortunately that leads to a lot of nightmares that I have seen over the years. In the future, if that scale, there's very little in there. It is not a concern to me at all right now. But if there was to be a substantial amount of scale building up at the bottom, so it just looks like a rock bed eventually, if that was ever to occur, we would want to return and access from the far clean out, and we would actually use high pressure jetting, and we would jet backwards to pull that. But right now that is a gross, I mean, that's a large, I guess the word I'm looking for is overdoing it, for lack of a better term. Everything's looking good right now. With proper maintenance, I would do a routine camera inspection on this, maybe once a year or every other year. And then from there you can kind of get a gauge of how often you may want to do a maintenance on this line. This line will require maintenance again, there is no question. When you have a belly that significant, over time it's going to get yucky. You want to get ahead of it before it leads to a problem. But otherwise everything's flowing great right now, all things considered for the belly. And I do warranty this work for the next 90 days. If there is an issue with the flow of the main sewer, I will come back out at no charge. Thank you guys for your time and have a wonderful day.